It's possible. It's possible to change. It's possible to be happy. It's possible. We don't have to stay where we are and be miserable. It's possible. Yeah. It's beautiful. Love does not judge. Love does not know the color of your skin. Love only feel energy, and we all are one. We all connected.
Dear
Hi,
Nola,
Nola.
My God, finally, face to face. I'm so thankful and grateful for today. It's it's wonderful. And by the way, I read again your book. That's my fourth time. I think I'm gonna know it by heart one day. This
Nola,
is
this is a pleasure,
it's
really.
precious. It is. I mean, that's why every time I think about it, even the way that this book crossed my path, God wanted to talk to me and say, the gift of love that I gave you, and then now that you're sharing with everybody, it's what you're supposed to be doing. It's just unbelievable. You took my dream and then and you said like I'm gonna write a book about it. I was touched by love in a dream. My sister gave me that opportunity. My Irish twin sister, Gina, she died in a car accident when 27. I was 28. But she never left me. I had a dream that I was again with Gina. We were like singing, dancing in the park. And then she told me, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock. Every 3 o'clock, there is a procession that goes by, and we all have to drop everything because God gonna be passing by. And then from far away, it's like in the Egyptian time, we're like four people, and they had like that big chair, and someone is sitting on top of that big chair. As the chariot was approaching, all I could see was gold and light. And then when it got close to me, as soon as the golden light touched me, I melted. I had no bones anymore. I became like pure energy. And the love that I felt was like nothing. Nothing could compare to that. It was like my whole body was completely fluid with love. When I woke up, I did not move probably for 2, 3 hours because I wanted to really stay in that state of blissfulness because I had never experienced something like that. And the only thing that I said was like, thank you, Gino. Thank you. Because I knew that it was a gift that she gave me. And then after that, I felt so much in love. Everything was so lovely to me. And then I was like, you cannot keep it to yourself. You have to give some of that love away. I did not even have a boyfriend at that time. So what am I going to do with that love? I have to give it away. I have to give it. And then it clicked because my kids, they always tell me, Mommy, you're here by yourself. Why don't you do an Airbnb? Why don't you do it? And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do an experience. I'm going to call it the Lab of Love. This is my intention. And you talked about intention in your book. I'm going to create a Lab of Love. I am a single black woman living in a very quiet suburban place out of nowhere in Boston. But the way I'm going to design it and the energy I'm going to live in it, I'm going to see if people going to come, if they're going to come back, if they're gonna feel the energy of love and peace and joy and harmony. So I put as much love as I could. And I can tell you it's been 2017 with 2024 now. Every single person always write me something wonderful. They said, I opened the door and I feel that I was at home. I opened the door and I felt
Mm.
that what a peaceful place. This is a little piece of heaven. I was like, you see, love does not judge. Love does not know the color of your skin. Love only feel energy, and we all are one. We all connected, and you talked about that in your book also. How when we become one, it's just like all you want to do. You want to make that person feel happy and contented and love, and you feel it too. It was like, that's why when I read your book, I was crying. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is my vision. It was unbelievable. You got to describe so many different experiences. And I could see me and I could see my friends in them. And that's why I was giving I mean, I gave those books to a Nicole, to a Jennifer, to a Sophia, when they saw the book, they were like, "That it's big," and I'm like, "Just try it. I know it's big, but you know, just try it."
Yes, and at one point when they begin to read, they don't wanna to stop.
Exactly. I think that book came through you from God.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it channeled through you, and you put it down. But to me, I feel like everyone should have that book by their desk in their bedroom.
What a pleasure, what a privilege, what an honor. I am humbled. I want to cry by just the mere fact that we have you in front of us.
Oh,
You
me
are
too.
you are the reason why we wrote this book. You are a modern goddess and you carry, just on what you just said, you carry the most powerful force in the universe with you, within you, and you're sharing it. You carry love. I mean, everything about you is love.
I don't know how to explain it, but you just want everyone to know that they are loved, to know that they're never alone, to know, like, even if you're having a hard time, like when I'm having a hard time, I always, all my texts and all my email, even for work, I always said, have a beautiful day. And I put, a sunflower with it. So you just have to know that if the sun is not shining for me today, maybe tomorrow the sun will come my way and will shine because the sun is always shining. So I always use the sunflower to remind me that it's not always going to be dark. The sun is there and you're going to have your little light sooner or later. So, if I feel down and I send something to somebody, let's see, let's do an experience. I send 4 people. Hi, how you doing? Thinking of you. Have a beautiful day. Those 5 people is gonna come back, and most of the time they said, "Oh, hi, happy to hear from you. Have a beautiful day." By the second or third, your mood already is changing
Totally. Totally. The power of gratitude, the
because
power of
I,
love.
yeah, I tease my friend. I said, "I know God sent me on earth to be happy, to feel love, and to be loved."
Throughout these past 3 to 4 years, the process that Rocio and I have been through of introspection, of reading, of really going inside and cleaning the house, right? And taking out the garbage and the things that
Yes.
have been stored away for way too long.
Hmm.
We wrote the book not knowing how it was going to impact people, whether people were going to like it, not like it. And then sometime after we published the book, one of those days where you get up in the morning and you question yourself. You question,
Why?
am I on the right path? Is this worth it? Am I crazy? Is love really the answer? And
Love is the
then
answer.
I know, but sometimes we doubt, right? Because
Yeah,
we're human and we
yeah.
forget. And then Rocio comes into the room and reads me the following. It says, "You have put in one book all the books that I have read, all the experiences that I have lived, all the lessons that I have learned, all the practices that I'm trying to follow, and all the aspirations, the dreams that I have in my head
In one book.
and
It
in
was
my heart.
mind blowing.
Thank you for celebrating the connection that we have between us."
Yeah.
And we start just crying, the two of us. That was your message. And it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever read in my life.
It was. I was mesmerized. I was like, oh my God, really? It's just like unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know. To me, God was just speaking through both of you and said that it's true. It's like you condense it. It's like all the little lonely search that I was doing, suddenly it was in one place. And I'm like, how can that happen?
Because we are
You
one.
put it together for me. It's like a puzzle. We had different pieces of the puzzle. And then you
Yeah.
took all the different pieces of the puzzle that I've been playing here and there, and you said, okay, let me just like put the puzzle together for you. And you just put it.
You know, you're Mary, right? Mary is the founder of the orchid. And what you've just described is you've created the orchid in your backyard. And I'll tell you what, before I forget, Rocio and I will partner with you to create a bigger orchid wherever you want.
Oh,
Because
wow.
because everyone needs to experience what you're experiencing and what we are experiencing. That feeling of I can do anything and I am everything, but I am everything with you.
The emotion that I feel and what you want to do, what I wanted to try to create, it's like I feel like God is sitting with his the hand crossed and laugh
And laughing is like, okay,
and
guys, you
just
still don't get it,
laughing.
don't you? The secret is, and you
Yes,
said it before, God is love.
God
So
is
when you
love.
are in love, you are in God. And so, you know, we in the book we speak of awareness, gratitude, forgiveness, acceptance, and intention. But really,
Yes,
what is the force behind all of those? It's love.
we go to different paths to fight. At the end of the day, it was simply love.
It simply is love.
And I'm always tell my friends that be the love you want to receive.
And be the change that you want to see.
Exactly, exactly. Once you start seeing with the eyes of love, everything changes.
Yeah,
Everything changes. And you become kind of like invisible. Nothing can attack you, nothing can get to
nothing.
you, nothing, because it's like I have a shield that protects me. And
Yeah.
then even when you try to kind of like hurt me or something, I always said, God always transform all my ashes into flowers because
Totally.
it always turned into a blessing.
Nola, I have a question. How did the book get to you? And I know Alicia had something to do with it, but how did it
Yeah,
happen?
Alicia was traveling and then she was on the plane and she was like, oh, I just went to the Barnes and Noble. I have a book. It's called The Orchid. I'm like, The Orchid. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to read it, but it's your kind of your kind of book. I studied into it, and then I believe me, I did not cook. I did not do anything. I was in my PJ. I had that book. I did not put it down. And then I was like, no, I need to listen to it. Then I went and got the audio. So that's how I got the book. But, even when I read it the other day, it's like I'm thirsty. I'm reading the book. I get more thirsty again. I finish it and I feel like I'm thirsty. Maybe there is something I did not catch. Let me go and back. Let me read it again. That's how I feel. It's like I never had enough of it. No matter how many times I read it, I never had enough. There's
Hmm.
always something to go back to.
When people ask us to describe the book, why we wrote it, and so on, to many people, we have described it as Mary wanted to create a laboratory of love. And sure enough, that's what you are saying. That's how you've approached your own business. And
Yeah.
there are so many parallels here.
Oh my God. I'm a hugger. I could hug you.
I'm
I'm a total
hugging you
hugger.
right now.
I could,
I'm hugging you.
yes,
Yes.
it's beautiful. Yeah, that's how I can explain it. You put my puzzle together.
Oh,
You put my puzzle together. Yeah. Because yeah, I was all over the place within this, within that, doing that meditation, trying to use my energy in a way that kind of like, let me change the situation by listening, being there, silence. I spend a lot of silence. I live by a lake, so I do a lot of walking. It's like 4 miles, and every day that I go walk by that lake, I've been here for 30 years and I've been taking pictures. I really try to enjoy the walk, looking at the flowers, at the sun, at the little boats, take pictures, enjoying it. And then the other day, I was reading your book, and when they were doing the walking meditation, and you are telling them walks, plant, flowers, and it's just like it's not just walking. It's really kind of like swallowing all the elements, all the beauty that you see. It's not just a tree, it's a beautiful tree, making you feel that emotion, that beauty in nature. And it gives you a different types of like view, a different way to feel so thankful and grateful. And Alicia came to visit in between her trips, and I was on the balcony looking at the foliage, like really reddish and yellowish over the lake. And I'm like, Alicia, come see. We saw it. Oh, it's beautiful, mommy. I'm like, honey, people go to museum to spend money to look at a Monet drawing. I'm like, this is Monet right now. This is Monet, and it's from God. Let's just enjoy it and feel the joy about that beauty. And I'm like in your book, the walks that the ladies will be taking. And I felt after that, they always felt better. They
hmm.
always felt good because in everything there is love.
In our presentations, we say it sometimes because there's a lot of people that will listen to this, Nola, and say, yeah, I don't get it. But we've all experienced energy, right? We've done the, oh my gosh, I just called you with my mind because I was just thinking about you and here you are
All the
calling
time,
me.
instant manifestation.
That's absolutely
Yes.
right. And so it is real. It is very
It is
real.
real and it happened. And the more it happens, the more you believe in it. And anyway, for me, my life is like, don't try to look at my life and put it in the normal books. Now, I myself cannot understand, like I always said, it does not compute well, but it's just like, everything that happens for me to become better also. But, I'm even extremely careful with my thoughts now
Yeah.
because I don't want to have the wrong thought because I know it can manifest. That's all. I'm very careful.
Yeah.
Or if
Yes.
something happened, I kind of like go back to it and say, take it back. I did not mean
Yes.
it.
Yes. Delete. Delete.
Yes, because it does. It does. You're all a product of your imagination.
So at one point it's like I understand that it's very important to let go, because
Yes.
if not, it's something that I put into myself.
Mm-hmm.
So better to let go instead to carry something who's gonna be heavy.
Yes,
So
always.
when you have a clear intention to be love, to be expansive, and really walk your life in awe,
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
the commitment is the most important commitment that you are doing is with yourself.
Yes, exactly. And integrity is key.
Yes.
Totally.
Integrity is key. And as soon as you depart from that, you feel heavy and you say, nah,
Yeah.
Yes.
you get back into the line of big alignment to your integrity because you know that the intention is everything.
Yeah.
It may
Yes.
not come out this way, but my intention was like
Yes.
pure. And my intention is always go for kindness and leave
Yeah.
everything else out. I'm thinking of Sophia in your book, the way that she was like, did not want to believe. It was like such a fighter. And look at what happened to her. Yeah. And
Yeah. She
and you
transformed.
can see Nicole, who was like so religious. She was so religious that she had no space to open her mind to anything else.
Yes.
And from the beginning of the time, from her religion, it says to love, but it wasn't real love. It was a conditional, very
Yeah.
tiny type of love.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Yes.
Suppose that the examples that you took from the different types of personalities and life, and it's just like I'm like, who are you? And it was, believe me, it's the first time that I wrote to an author in my life.
Wow.
First time. And I'm 62 years old. And from the time since I was like, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, I used to read one book a day. I love
Wow.
reading. I love reading. And and I read to my kids all the way to their first year of high school. And I'm like,
I
okay,
love that. How beautiful.
Oh,
stop that
Nola.
now. But
What a
yeah,
privilege. What a
yes,
privilege, really, that we were the first ones.
you are
My
the first,
goodness.
the first and only one. It's just that book touched so much to me. It's my first time, but I'm going to write to the others. But it was my first and only time. And God knows how many, I don't know, hundreds of books that I've read in my life. Yeah.
As we were writing, we could feel that there was something much greater than us
Yes, that's what I
that
say.
was
That's what I say.
guiding every single thing we were doing. There was just a knowing that no, that word needs to come out because the tone of that word is judgmental, and this is not judgmental. This is love, and we knew it. It was just absolutely clear. And as good humans, we would doubt ourselves all the way, but we had these conversations, Rocio and I, in which it was no, the book. I remember saying the book is alive. The
Yes.
book is
Yeah.
alive and it has an
Yes.
energy of its own, and we need
Yes.
to honor that energy.
Yes.
And And here we are.
You totally transported. I could see the place. I could feel you did a fantastic job. I don't know. It's just like it's gonna change life, give hopes to people, maybe make people pay attention much more to what they're going through. To me, this book is holy. To me, that's how I felt when I read it. I'm like, this is a holy book in a way
And
that in a way that common people can understand it.
I hear
That's
your words, and the words that I want to say back to you is, thank you, God, I hear you.
really, that's why I put it on the table of my Airbnb, because I want somebody, whoever who come, sit, open it, wherever they want to open it, look at something, and something will catch their attention, and then they can go deeper into it. And like that, just spreading it, because we have so much to learn from it. It's like God shows you to channel it, to write it, but it's such a holy book. It's such like a book that it's possible. It's possible to change. It's possible to be happy. It's possible. We don't have to stay where we are and be miserable. It's possible. Yeah, it's beautiful. How long did it take you to write such a book?
Well, I think there's many answers to that. I can say many lifetimes.
That's what I would say.
you know, in this lifetime, it from the moment that we Rocio woke up one day and said, we need to do a television show about the love and the change that's happening in our lives. And because of our experience in entertainment, it's certainly possible and it's certainly a
Mhm.
goal of ours. But we somehow, something told us it needs to be a book first. It needs to be a complete story from beginning to end. And so from the moment that we had that conversation, it took us 2 years full time. We did nothing else but sit down and manifest this book. We had help. We had wonderful people working with us. A woman joined us 6 months after we were writing to help us shape it together. Another uh, set of women helped us to adapt it to Spanish. The husband of one of those women helped us with the cover. So really, it was a team effort.
Yes, I could feel it, because I could feel Nicole was kind of like frail when she was talking and all confused. And you could see like the anger from Sophia and wanting to dominate things. And you could feel that it's like Madame. You could feel like,
Madame Olivia.
she felt like she was like on top of everybody. It's like they have
Yeah,
to name her madam. You can
yeah.
feel it in the end, in the voice. Yeah, I could feel it. And then I was quite happy and surprised to see that Mary is from Massachusetts.
From Boston. I know. I
Mary is
know.
from Boston.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
like, you wrote that book all the way from California, but the main character is just like all the way was raised in Boston. And here I am from Boston trying to do a little Airbnb with the same type of vision from
Yeah.
the big that you're creating in the big world. This is
How
like
about
so
that?
crazy.
How about that? Amazing. Took us 2 years from that moment to write And then we decided that we wanted to have it in Spanish. And so we started that process. And we then decided that, because we were feeling invincible.
Yeah.
And I know why we were, right? I mean, and then we started the English audio and the Spanish
Hmm.
audio all
Audio.
within a year and a half. And it
Yes.
was just, we were going crazy a little bit at the time, but here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, yeah, yes. That's when after I read it, and I'm like, now I want to listen to it. Especially to Mary, her voice, her soothing voice. I don't know. It's a holy book. It's a book with, it's a purpose book. There's such a great
Yeah.
purpose in it, and
Oh my
the
God, Nola.
discovery of love.
Yes, yes. Believe me, I was in the other side. And when I was able to cross to become who I am and the love that I feel, I really, that's why we want to invite everyone to the party,
Yes,
because is here, is now, the blessings are around us.
yes,
Is only to see them.
yes,
So
yes. To
so
share.
it's really a privilege. Your words, your conversation, all this time we are spending together,
Yes.
because it's the recognition of that we are one, we are
Mm-hmm.
connect,
Completely
even as
one.
we are in California and you are in Massachusetts, and we are we are working together in our dreams.
Yes.
So
Connected.
let's continue to do this,
Well,
and let's continue to really bring more people to experience what is the reality and how is possible.
you could see it from the letters that they wrote them to themselves, 3 years down the road. And you could see that once you open that door and you feel that love, there's no going back.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
whole wow. It's like you were inside of the house. You never knew that there was a garden outside.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. And then suddenly they show you that a sliding door that was like block that you never, and then you open it and you were like, you in awe. You were like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Look at those flowers. Look at this.
Yeah.
And then you never want to leave it. And even if they send you back inside of the door, you know that that exists and you can go to it again.
Oh,
It's incredible. It's
it's such a
incredible.
It's,
privilege. It really is a privilege to be able to connect to that power. You described it so beautifully at the beginning of this conversation. It really is, once you access that, then you know, really, you know the true meaning of God when you access the power of love.
yes,
You don't know God until you know love.
God is
And
love. And I tell
God
everybody that I
is
know,
love.
God is love.
Is
God is
love.
love. It's just, if you said you want to meet God, you want to find love, just like be love.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Thank you so much for being with us in these conversations called the Orchid Diaries. It's a pleasure, Nola.
There's a chance that millions of people can watch this conversation. And so I ask, would you like to share your Airbnb information in case that this goes viral and the whole world sees it?
And wants to experience that love.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, if you go to Airbnb site, it's called Cozy Lakeview Guest House, Sharon, Mass. I am a super, how do you call that? Super host. I've been having you
Amazing.
5 star. Thank you so, so much. It's my little lab of love.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
And
God.
let's continue creating laboratories of love all over the world. And our vision is that there will be an orchid, at least one in every
Yes,
continent. And so let's do it together.
we can. Imagine that.
Yes.
Thank you so,
Thank you
so,
so much.
so much. Thank you. Love is never wrong. Thank you. It's a sacred moment for me. Thank you
Oh
so,
my
so much.
goodness.